All right, welcome back, fight fans. We are back for another episode of The Real and the Rare. I'm your host, as always, Steven Rychel, and we got a fun one lined up for you this evening, this afternoon, depending on where you're catching us from. We're being joined by BKFC fighter, sports veteran, Miss Jessica Clark. Jessie Clark, how you feeling this afternoon, my friend?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
So let's kind of jump right into this thing. Obviously, want to give everyone a little background on you. Like, what got you into combat sports? What made you decide combat sports is the life for me. I love throwing my hands and getting in there and competing against some of the best women in the world.
Man, it's kind of a funny story. I started it as just a hobby. I was 300 pounds, needing to lose weight, and I started training. Turns out I'm pretty good at hitting people. It's pretty fun. Had my first fight 9 months after training, and I had lost 175 pounds in 9 months. So when I jumped in, I gave it my all, and I haven't stopped since. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that, and a lot of these stories start off like that. I just was interviewing one of my friends who's been having one of those battles, weight fluctuating multiple times over his life. At one point, he was like 350 pounds, and he's still on that journey to cut back down. Like he's had several fights at heavyweight. He's actually on his way process going down. He's going to be fighting at 205 his next fight. So it's one of these things. A lot of people do it. Some people do it. It's because they're truly degenerates and they love hitting people in the face. But some people do it because it's one of those things that kind of get themselves in a better place mentally, physically, etc. So it's not an uncommon
for
thing.
me, yeah, it's like my therapy too. Keeps my mental health in check.
I don't think people really look at that side of it. That the mental health aspect of it, helping you get some of that. I guess we will call it negative energy out to kind of continue to move on. But mental health awareness is something that I don't think a lot of people take into account when people get into boxing, MMA, whatever the combat sport may be. But now you're taking another different
part of it.
Yeah. Now you're also taking another deep dive as we're getting ready to do our bare knuckle debut. How did the opportunity come about for you to start doing bare knuckle?
Well, man, just traveling and fighting a lot, meeting a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying? And I've always been one you could call me and I'm gonna show up, yeah, I'll fight your girl. So it makes for an interesting character anyways,
Yeah, it does.
Just knowing the right people.
Yeah. I would have to say,
putting in the work, showing up.
It's rare to have people that just listen. I don't care who's the person across from me. I'll show up. I'll be the professional one. Let's set a date and let's have a dance.
Yeah. All it is a dance, man.
Now, obviously, you've done boxing before. This is the debut for bare knuckle. You're making your BYB debut there. How's your training changed up a little bit? Because obviously there's a big difference, at least in my opinion, defensively wise for bare knuckle. Have you changed anything to prepare for that?
But what I'm gonna say is my boxing style is more bare knuckle anyways. You know what I'm saying? I got in trouble for a lot of things in my boxing fights that I'm actually allowed to do in bare knuckle. So I feel like really I've just stayed myself. I'm pushing myself more cardio wise and getting my hands ready.
And listen, I think we
And
all like.
I've been traveling and training a lot, getting a lot of different looks from people. So I feel like
Mhm.
that's gonna help.
It's one of these things, man. Like you come across a lot of different characters in the combat sports world. So traveling around, getting different looks, going to different gyms, I think it's kind of all part of the process of it.
Yeah.
So it's it's fun to kind of get different looks, look at different people's, see different styles, and you know, kind of grow in that way. It's always a fun time.
I think it's the best way to do it, man. 'Cause you get used to your training partners at the gym, you know what I'm saying? And you pick up on each other's rhythms and
Mhm,
habits and
mhm.
you need something new, fresh.
I think it does keep it fresh, and it's something like I don't think I think it's weird when we talk about it, and the fighters like, oh, I only stay within my camp. I don't do this. I don't cross train. I'm like, what's the point of that? Because after you go through, like, especially on the female side,
How
you
you
guys are all,
learn, man.
you got to learn somehow. Iron sharpens iron, so to speak. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm training in my backyard at the gym. If I'm going across state lines to kind of work with some people that have different looks. The more styles that you come across, the more adverse you are when you step into the ring cage, squared circle, however you want to look at it. I think all it does is help prepare you in a better way. You need to have as many looks as you can when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, it's always a fun one. Um, what are your thoughts on what it is the combat sports world today? We're at a time, obviously, UFC's kind of really blown up to what combat sports is as a whole. Obviously, boxing's always going to be there. Uh, you have, I guess, the announcement that came out this week. You have Jake Paul fighting Tank Davis there in November. Um, I'm not
I'm team
listen.
David.
I'm not Jake Paul's biggest fan. I'm not. I have a problem with the fight, but I'm not going to take away what he has done for boxing, which
Oh
what he's
yeah.
doing for the women's side of it as a promoter. He is one of the best out there. But when I see a fight like this, it's just another one of these head scratchers. Like, you get yourself ranked by the WBC, you're calling out
Mhm.
all these big names, but then when it comes down to fight, you're uh you're fighting Tank, and then he makes these silly comments. He's first David, then Goliath, meaning
Ah,
he's gonna go beat up on the little guy, and then he's gonna go fight Goliath, which means he's gonna be fighting one of the bigger weight guys. I love Jake in the sense of bringing eyes to the sport, but I still think when you look at this fight, it's like, are
he's
we
a showman.
he makes it easier to kind of poke fun at him, because it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's definitely a
So
showman, man.
yeah, I mean, look, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but like, dude, when you're looking at most of these fights, they're all exhibitions. So it's not. So how are you becoming a ranked fighter and you're getting wins on your fight record if they're exhibitions?
Yeah. Yeah. That's an issue I got with it too, man.
But like, I'm
But
still gonna say, like, I keep saying it. I still think the smartest thing he ever did was link up with Amanda Serrano. She's given his name more credit than he has done for himself over the
she
last 5 years or so. It's probably the smartest thing he actually did do.
oh yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking of, she's a beast, man.
She is. Listen, I feel bad for her, just because she goes through the trilogy with Kate, and it's didn't go her way, and
Yeah.
but I still think she is one of the baddest women on the planet. Obviously, Clarissa Shields is the quote unquote quote, but she's another
Oh
one
yeah.
who she's another one of the rare female athletes we have in the combat sports world today. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be
for sure.
it's gonna be interesting. But now, as we're getting into bare knuckle, did you see Luke Roxhold's comments about a few weeks ago? He was talking about bare knuckle.
No, no,
He obviously he made his debut in the other promotion, right? And he basically
yeah.
said he's not, losing his bleeping teeth and everything he's worked for his whole life. That it's a dumb ass sport. I think this is a little bit sour grapes because he got beat up by Mike Perry, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
I
sure.
think the reason why I bring that up is I think
it's a rawest sport.
He's not met. He's came from a kickboxing background, right? And that multi-sport background where having your hands aren't your biggest tool in your tool chest. To then obviously had his run in the UFC things like that, but when you're in there and you're only able to use your bare fist, it kind of points out like how good you are in certain aspects. And I think we've seen that Luke isn't the greatest boxer, let alone bare knuckle boxer. Yeah. And I think he still has sour grapes for having Platinum Mike Perry kind of knock his tooth into the crowd. So good.
I jumped in. I went from kickboxing to boxing, and it is very two different sports. Very two different.
But the main reason I bring that up is because, we were talking about the different landscape of what combat sports was. I think over the past handful of years, bare knuckle as a whole has kind of shown that the UFC isn't the only dance out there when we're talking about big level fights, big level performances. Oh. I love both of the larger bare knuckle promotions in the United States. Both the company you're making your debut with BYB Triogon, I think is a great idea. It doesn't give you anywhere to hide, nowhere to run. You can't dance around, play games. It funnels you into fight, and then obviously what Dave Feldman and has done with the BKFC promotion, obviously having Conor McGregor, they're able to pull in a lot of these former higher level or higher named fighters from the MMA world. I think that they've done a lot to help grow the sport. But I really do think over the next 5 to 10 years that bare knuckle will surpass what the UFC is doing. They're not bringing in stars. They're not creating stars like what bare knuckle is as a whole. And I think they have severely bridged the gap where, nothing was competing with the UFC, 5-10 years ago, right?
Oh, so definitely.
So I feel like they're wondering where their next star is coming from. They haven't developed the stars like they did in the early days of the Ultimate Fighter and things like that. So, is that one of the reasons why you've kind of been pulled to bare knuckle just because of the popularity of the sport as a whole now?
Oh yeah, I mean that is a big draw to it. Who don't want to fight on a bigger stage in front of more people, and I love that shit. So
listen,
yeah, I look forward to doing it in New York too. I really do.
Which is one of the things I'm going to bring up here. Obviously, I've interviewed your opponent several times over the years. She's a great person, but it's going to get a little personal there in about a month or so as we're getting down to the last handful of weeks. How excited are you get to share the Triogon with a combat sport veteran like Monica, somebody who just likes to get in there, bite down on the mouthpiece and throw her hammer, so to speak. And as you were just sitting there saying, you get to do it in New York as well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I respect the veteran in her, but we gonna learn each other real well, by the end of the fight, we will know all about each other.
Is this one of the ones
I'm ready to
you're gonna need the judges to kind of sort all this out? Is gonna you guys are gonna put together a nice little war for the fans there in New York?
I feel like it's gonna be a real good show. I mean, she has experience in the bare knuckle world already, so she does have that on me. But I have a pretty extensive fight record. I've fought 16 times. So I'm not used to, I mean, I'm pretty used to getting in there and banging it out, you know what I'm saying? And the smaller the ring, the better. Like I don't like doing all that chasing. I don't want to run around. I'm good with the standing and banging.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
one
they
of the
pulled
things.
me in because I'm more of
Yeah, it's
a
one of the things I
brawler.
like.
Like this is
I
gonna be
like
my thing.
BKB and the Triogon because you don't have room for all that moving around. It kind of funnels you in to kind of go into the center of the ring and throw your hand. So I think it's going to be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I've interviewed Monica multiple times over the years, from back in her Invicta days to even her first few bare knuckle fights. So I'm interested to see you guys throw down and to see you know. I got a feeling you guys are gonna be fight of the night when everything kind
Hell
of
yeah.
is said and done when September 27th rolls around.
Hell yeah. That's my goal, man. Put on a hell of a show. Have fun doing it, you know?
Yeah. Now, do you follow UFC in the bigger promotions?
Right now I'm mostly following bare knuckle, man. You know, since I signed, I've been watching you guys. So
Yeah, it's bare knuckles where it's at. I'm not gonna say that it's not right now, but obviously I like to kind of
it's
keep
pretty
everything
hot.
going. What was that?
I said it's pretty hot right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, a few minutes ago, like what bare knuckle has done over the past 5 years is kind of bridge the gap on what a lot of people look for in combat sports. So I definitely, like I said, I think when we're going to be looking over the next 5 to 10 years, that I think it's going to be a fun time for a lot of athletes. You guys have a lot more places where you can either shine as a star or have opportunities
Fine.
for bigger fights. We were just talking about Mike Parra. I even like what he's doing with his own promotion with the dirty
Bro,
boxing.
I love the idea of that. Being able to throw elbows too. That's pretty nasty.
But we're living in this time where like everything, I think it's the best time to be like if you could. We always talk about what if this fighter could able fight in this era, like and things like that. But when you look at combat sports right now, it's just what bare knuckles doing is kind of rolling over it. We were just talking about Jake Paul. I think he's kind of ruining the what the purists love about boxing because he's putting on spectacles. He's not really fighting the best of the world. But you look at bare knuckle, like what they've done over less than 10 years is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've been impressed with them for sure. Been trying to get on for a few years now, but couple years.
So how'd you get on the radar? Did you get lucky enough to go to a tryout? Did they see one of your fights? How did that work out for you?
Uh, I met a guy named Frank in Nebraska at a fight, and uh, he knew Ike, the Hurricane Ike, and just word of mouth. He seen me fight, said, "Hey, I got a girl for you," and bada bing, bada boom. Here we are. I signed as soon as they sent it. Like it didn't take much.
It's always good to have a friend in the fight business to say, like, hey man, look out for this girl Jessie Clark, man. She knows how to throw her hands. She knows how to put on a good fight. It's always good to have a friend in the right place, I guess we would say.
Man, they know I'm gonna show up when they call me. That's why they want me.
I gotta admit, I love that Texas accent I'm getting out of you, my friend.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Hey, listen, where we're born and the things that come out of our mouth, we can't. You know, I'm from Philadelphia, and you know, I always get to saying like, why do you guys say water? I'm like, well, that's how we say it. There's no T in
Yeah.
there. It's water. Do you ever have anyone sit there and yeah, make fun of the accent or just like or as soon as you start talking like, oh well, you're from the South?
Yep. Sound like cornbread. Yep.
Sound like cornbread. Do you follow anything else besides combat sports? I know a lot of our athletes kind of just stick into the realm, but we do have roots sometimes, especially with as we're talking accents here.
Man, I'm a mom of 4 with a full-time job. All I do is, do my mom shit, do my training and work. That's all I do.
All right.
Every
Well,
now and
then
again, I'll
I'm
catch
gonna
a
I'm gonna
class.
pose this one. I'm gonna pose this question on you. Which is the harder
Okay.
job, being a fighter or being a mother? Because
Oh,
as you
Lord,
said,
a mom. A
I'm
mom.
sure
I
them
got 2
boys to
teenagers now.
test your patience daily, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now,
But which
are
they
you
pretty
going
much
to
go
be
and do.
what are some of the things they in? Are they like traditional sports? Do they want to follow in mom's footsteps and get in the ring one of the day? How do they feel about your combat sports career?
They're all into their own little sports, but my daughter is my mini me. She's gonna be right there behind me. My plan is to retire and be her coach. you know, but my little boy, I got one little boy into soccer. I got one into baseball, and one of them wants to fight, but he just hasn't started training yet. He's a little young, but yeah, they all
It's
athletic.
never too young. There's always a point where you want to control what they're training in, but obviously it's never too young to learn, especially if they're being taught properly.
Yeah.
Hell, look
Well,
what we
my thing,
got.
my bad.
Hey, look,
Uh,
we're learning about you. We don't want to hear me talk. We want to hear you talk, Jess.
oh, my thing is we travel to train, or I travel to train,
Mhm.
and I'm driving 2 hours there and 2 hours back, and so we won't make it in time for the little kid class.
Wow.
Otherwise, they'd be doing it. Yeah,
Well, that's
more
why
of a
they're doing a
time
lot of
thing, I
marrying you.
guess. Yeah, yeah.
Now, a lot of crazy stuff's happening in the combat sports world over the last few months. I know you said you don't necessarily follow the UFC, but I don't know if you heard that former champion Sean Strickland got suspended because he was cornering one of his guys at a Tough Enough event, and him and another fighter decided it was a good idea after his fighter lost to storm the cage because they didn't like what was being said to them after the fighter lost, and Sean has received a 6-month suspension. I've seen some crazy things in the combat sports world, but
Yeah.
watching two high-level fighters storm a cage at an amateur event is probably was not on my bingo card for 2025. Was that? Did you hear about that? One and two. Is that one of the strangest things you've heard come out of this year out of combat sports?
I definitely find it hilarious, but no, I haven't heard anything. I haven't, like I said, man, I'm on my social media and I follow some bare knuckle, and then I'm mom, kids,
Oh yeah.
training. That's my life. But
So I take it you didn't hear what.
I can say that I have a little Sean Strickland in me. You know what I'm saying? So I can
Listen,
say that.
the one thing I think a lot of people love about Sean is there's no filter. How he
Yeah.
thinks, how he feels. It's never a question. We know how Sean thinks. We know how Sean feels, and we know he ain't scared to tell us about it. I think that genuine part of who he is, I think, is why a lot of people do like him. That's a lot of
Yeah.
reasons why probably people hate him too. But
Yeah.
I think he might have taken it just a wee bit too far in that one. Listen, I don't care what anyone says to you when you're a coach or whatever. You know, outside of sitting there saying I have your family captured in my basement, I don't think there's anything that someone could say in that setting to make me want to storm the cage. So, but yeah, I really do generally enjoy a lot of stuff Sean says. I don't support all of his beliefs or anything like that, but I think he is a very rare human being, and that there should be more like him in that sense of speaking his mind, being truthful, and
being
not being
yourself,
afraid to tell the world where he stands on things.
Yeah, you got to respect that for sure.
Absolutely. Now, reason why I was asking, do you follow things? So, did you hear what Rampage Son did last night?
Nope.
Oh man. Okay.
What
Actually,
did he do?
I pulled up a little video. If you don't mind indulging me for about 2 minutes, right?
Okay, let's go.
Quentin Rampage Son got into a little thing earlier in the week. He was sparring and somebody did a spinning head kick, and he was clearly concussed, right? So apparently he went to a wrestling event, and there's some things that were going on. I'm going to play this little video, kind of shows you what happened beforehand and the aftermath of what Raj did at the wrestling event. It was quite disturbing. So I'm going to just play this for you and then get your initial reaction.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little. Oh, you don't sell it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry about
nah,
that.
I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
Nah.
We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will.
I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that,
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will.
You! Kill him!
Hey, you gotta stop this shit, man.
So,
Dang.
obviously, Quentin did make a comment basically saying he didn't condone what his son did, nor did he condone him being involved in any type of situation after being rocked and training earlier this week. Obviously, the man hitting Raj with a whatever beverage that was, whether it was a soda or a can of beer, prior to them sitting there saying, well, he was basically told after that situation was broken up, he can handle that in ring. Obviously, Raj took that a little bit too far and a little bit more seriously than should.
Yeah, he took it way to heart, man. Yeah.
And obviously, being a pro wrestling fan, you're good on you're a lot of fans do like some good shoots, and things like that. But that was another thing. I don't know where Raj goes. I don't know. Yeah, I know that the guy was hospitalized. He is okay, but man, there's sometimes you don't play with people. And this is he
posed a bear, man. Like, why'd you do that?
I don't know if he was just trying to rile Quentin's son up there or anything like that. But like I said, there's sometimes.
I get him being pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get that.
Do. 20 unanswered strikes, though, man.
He could have probably settled for the slam. You know what I'm saying? Just stop right there. Like, that's enough. You're good. You got him. But yeah.
Now, I'm gonna go to this. Are you a fan of the MMA wrestling kind of crossover type thing? Like, obviously, we watched Brock Lesnar kind of bounce back and forth between MMA and the WWE for the better part of 15 years or so. But I think there's sometimes like I think the MMA athlete doesn't have any business in pro wrestling. And I think this is
Yeah.
I think this is one of those things where he shouldn't have been at this event. He's not. He's meant to be in a cage
Yeah.
with referees and rules because you know,
Yeah.
man, his daddy was a bad mofo. So I'm pretty sure it runs in the genes. And man, that was just. I mean, it was tough to see, but I could also see where Raj is coming from too. Like when somebody busts a can upside your head.
I mean,
And then
yeah, I'm
the
surprised
promoter
he
gives
didn't
you
do
the
nothing
okay to
right
go
then.
in ring and handle it.
Yeah.
They didn't put a limit on what he could or couldn't do. So there's got to be guardrails for men like Mr. Jackson there. So
Oh yeah, you gotta give him the whole set of rules. You can't leave nothing out.
I mean, like we've seen crazy stuff. Did you see? Like I said, I don't know how big of a sports fan you are, but a few months ago, former NFL superstar Adrian Peterson was at like a poker tournament. That's a thing that he does now. He does a lot of poker stuff, and there was an altercation between him and a guy, and apparently they're gonna go and do some type of celebrity boxing, and they're gonna actually have a fight here in Philadelphia. So this is what I'm talking about. Like we're in spectacle combat sports right now. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but it's definitely an interesting time where you can literally watch combat sports.
Everything is a sport. That's a sport, man.
I mean, how we're what 10 months away from a potential UFC at the White House.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have good fighters like John Jones who still wants to hold on to one more fight. Apparently, re-entered it. As soon as they made that announcement, he re-entered the testing pool to kind of. So he has an opportunity to potentially have a fight there, but it's
I mean, yeah, that'd be a cool thing, but
I think it would be a fun event. I mean, it'd be a one of a kind event. Regardless of who's in the White House or anything like that, that means absolutely nothing to me. If you're an MMA fan, having an event at the White House, I think there's two things you absolutely need to do. If I'm involved in it, right? Like if I'm the matchmaker, I'm part of the UFC. You have to have a lot of English and American fighters, just because it's 4th of July.
Yeah.
First and foremost, that is a must right there.
Oh yeah.
But like, there's certain. I think you're gonna have to bring all the stars out for this one. I think you entertain bringing some of these veterans who have either retired or haven't really been competing a long time. I'd love to see somebody like a Chael Sonnen fight, Ronda Rousey fight, something like that. I think you pull out all the. Yes, you have your contracted
stars,
but you have to bring all out for this event. This is me though.
I feel like that too. It's at the White House, man. The best of the best, America. Like, yeah.
Especially, 4th of July at the White House. Like, listen, we have to have English versus American fighters on that card. There has to be at least a handful of them. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be the 250th anniversary, right? Then we have to do that. We have to do this.
Shit, I'm with it, man.
Now, one thing I like to do before we wrap it up, again, I know you follow things in your own way, and do you have like a Mount Rushmore of athletes that you think that either inspired you or whatever? Do you have your Mount Rushmore of combat sports athletes that you think are special?
Well, I guess we'll stick to bare knuckle. I follow Christine Ferrer pretty, close.
Yeah,
I like her. And,
he's the OG GOAT at this point in time, man.
I know, right? Who not to look to, but to the best, you know. I'm looking. Speaking of, I'm looking forward to that fight between her and Borga.
That was
That's
literally
gonna be-
where I was going to go with this. I have followed both of their careers a lot. I used to interview Christina a lot before she came to bare knuckle when no one was paying attention to her. She was on the Lions fight card and just doing the kickboxing. So extremely glad that she was able to kind of make her own niche in the female side of bare knuckle. That she is without a doubt. She you know, they're having them fight for the, you know, the baddest woman on the planet. Well, she is the baddest woman inside of bare knuckle as we speak right at this moment. Now, Jessica Borga, another one, you know, I've been following her since her amateur career, and she is legit probably one of the toughest and biggest challenges that Christina is gonna fight to date. And that's not taking anything away from Britt. That's not taking anything away from Beck Rollins or anyone else that she's fought. She's going up a weight class, one. Jessica is going down to 35. They're going to fight for that Queen of Violence title, and she is going to be the biggest challenge she has, regardless of experience or whatever. And that is what I'm going to say as far as that fight. That is the literal oil and water can't mix fights of the century, because they just have personalities that don't get along. I am so excited for that matchup. It's going to be insane. It's going to be in the backyard here in Jersey, the Prudential Center. I think it's like October 4th. But that is a fight to watch. If you are a fan of not just combat sports, but bare knuckle in general, that is a must-see watch.
Oh, I'm gonna be tuning in for sure. I'm gonna be watching.
I can't blame you there. Christina is you know, is the baddest woman on the planet right now, and Jessica just recently won the inaugural featherweight title. I'm looking to see if either Jessica can add to her repertoire. Obviously, you know, she's the bigger, stronger fighter when it comes down to it, and we'll see what happens in a few months. But that is probably one of the more exciting female combat sports fights that I've heard booked this year, outside of what we're going to see hopefully in a few months with Amanda Nunes coming out of retirement, fighting Kayla Harrison, who's a two-time Olympic world champion in judo. So I think outside of those two fights, those are probably the two biggest combat sports fights that are happening right now. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm excited for both of them. I'm ready to see Amanda come back.
Yeah, that should be a fun fight. She is, you know, arguably the baddest woman in MMA, especially at 135, 145 pounds. So looking forward to that fight. You know, I think the more interesting thing is they used to be teammates at American Top Team when Kayla first started breaking into the sport. So, you know, there's some familiarity there, obviously. So
that's gonna make it a better fight, probably. So.
I think it makes it a more fun fight. So, before we wrap it up again, gotta bring it up again, people. You know, we're obviously talking about some big fights here. Do not miss when Miss Clark is going to be stepping in there with fearless Monica Franco. I've already said it on here. I do think. I don't care who else is on that card right now. This is if I'm a betting man, if there was a way to bet on it, I bet that these two women are going to be the fight of the night when everything's said and done, September 27th.
Hell yeah, we can throw down, man. I'm excited.
What I always do here at the end is kind of throw the proverbial platform microphone over to you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, any sponsors you have, anyone you would like to thank at all, any messages that you have for our listeners. Jessica, the time is yours, my friend.
Man, shout outs goes to my teammates at 515 in Longview, Texas, and several people I met along the way, cross training. I love you guys. 4 Ounce Houston, hit them up. They're nice. War Tribe, be hitting y'all up again. Thanks for the work. and Carthage Bulldogs. I really train everywhere, and everybody knows who y'all are. So thank you, love you, friends, family, fans. Let's go to New York, get it done.
Well, again,
I'm a little awkward, man. I'm like the Will Ferrell. I don't know what to do with my hands, you know.
I don't know.
I'm just like, unless
Listen,
I'm fighting with them,
we're all fidgety and firing. We don't know what to do with our bodies sometimes. It's all right, Jessica. We're allowed to be the weird ones.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me, man.
Well, what I say to all my guests, you know, best of skill for you for September 27th. Hopefully, like I said, I'm rooting for both of you guys to have a great fight. I got love for Monica. I always try to be as neutral as I can when I do these and show love to everybody. And
that's the way to be, because everybody out here working, man.
How hot is it down there right now? I got to ask you. So you're in Texas. How hot is it right now?
It's hot and sticky right now. Very. Just had some rain, so it's extra humid.
Yeah, that's always great. Kicking it up, kicking up some more there. But appreciate your time. Appreciate your time this evening, Jessica. Best of skill for you. The 27th. Hopefully, you know, no injuries or anything like that for you or your opponent. You guys can get to the 27th with no hiccups, and you know, I hope you guys put on a show as you guys always do. So,
we will, no doubt.
Other than that, Jessica, appreciate the time, and we'll definitely do this again sometime.
All right, thanks, man.
Not a problem. All right, everyone, that was Jessica the Killer Clark. She is going to be making her bare knuckle debut September 27th there in New York at BYB 46. Another fun one in the books. We love getting a hold of some new personalities and things like that here on the South Florida Tribune Media Network. I do want to notice something in the chat. You know, the guys were saying I weren't acknowledging them. Hey, Josh, I was acknowledging people in the chat. Me and the guests are talking. I can't always get to every single one of your guys' comments while we're kicking it. I know Cyberuski basically wanted to get an update on the giveaway. I'm gonna leave it at this, guys. We have the stuff. Ben's signed book. We got the signed cards from both Ben. You know, got some Eagles in there. We got some combat sports veterans in there. We have the stuff for the giveaway. But we still aren't at where we need to be as far as hitting the numbers to give said giveaway, Cyberuski. As I've said the last few times that we've been on here, you've asked this question, that we are just over 600K views on the YouTube channel. I said when we hit 1 million views, so we're more than 3/4 of the way to that goal. We are only at 1,500 and I think 1,520 or something like that, as far as the subscribers go to hit 2K. Me, Scott, Candy, and everyone had also said that we're also going to be doing some type of stuff for our avid commenters like you, like Josh, and there's a few other people that are in the running to potentially win said giveaway. So guys, keep on liking, sharing, subscribing, being active in the chat room. You are going to have your chance. The giveaways aren't going anywhere. Just got to continue to support. You know, share it with your friends, your family. Post up links to have people to engage in some of the other episodes that we're going to be doing. Again, I got a big interview coming up in a few months. That we shot over the summer that we're going to air for Ricky Waters is going to be November 10th at 6 p.m. We're going to air that interview. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff coming over the coming weeks and months. as far as content goes. So guys, please continue to show us love, like, subscribe, share. Share them on all your platforms. You know, have more people engaged, and more people get engaged, and more people to comment, more people to subscribe. The faster that we're going to get to these giveaways. I know you guys are excited about it, but we need to see what we need to see on our ends. Not just a handful of you guys excited to potentially win. You know, some of the stuff I have. You know, other stuff that I have brought in here. There's going to be some 8x10s signed stuff for some more of these football players. I'm going to accumulate some more stuff to add into these giveaways. As the faster we hit them, the faster we'll be getting ready to do them. So appreciate the love from the chat. You know, Austin, appreciate you for sharing the stream, showing us the love. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with the Peak One Sports Network. So really do appreciate everyone who tunes in and shows us love on a regular basis without the prompting for the giveaways as well. So guys, another fun episode in the book. I really do appreciate Miss Clark's time this afternoon, this evening, leading into her BYB debut. Continue to show us love. Continue to show our guest loves, the combat sports athletes some love. Other than that, I'm going to wrap this one up, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out, my friends.
Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Morganroth, the Motor City Madmouth, your host of the Sports Exchange. We bring